get that straight for me? It's got the board. Alright guys, these problems are rather long, so you will need out a sheet of paper unless you write pretty small. Yep. You don't have this one?
Please send me another test for Chrissy and something.
Oh, I got it.
Like a vocab test? I was like, yeah, this is what's wrong? I'm like,
I somehow managed to get her to not need to take that first test.
Alright, hopefully this is something else you guys did last year. We're about finished with all the stuff you should have done last year. We'll start going into some trig stuff in a couple weeks. Alright, so we've got to solve an equation that's got fractions in it. So what you have to do is get rid of the fractions on the first step. So you have to multiply everything by a common denominator. I said that wrong. Common denominator. Now there's a couple different ways you can do it. Everything that's on the bottom, if you want that to be your common denominator, you can just write down an x, a 4, and a 12 above every fraction. That's one way you can do it. But the best way when it's just numbers and not expressions, 4 goes into 12 anyway, right? So you won't have to include the 4 by having 12 and x above every number. That's good enough. Since 4 divides into 12, you won't have to write the 4 down also. All right, so write that above every fraction. That is your common denominator. And now we'll start crossing stuff out and getting rid of our fraction. All right, any question how I got 12x? All right, so watch. X cancels out with x, right? Whatever's left over, you multiply 12 by what's on top of the fraction, you bring down 24. You don't have a fraction anymore because your x canceled out with the other x. All right, second fraction. 4 goes into 12 how many times? So I've got 3x left over. You have to multiply that with what's on top of the fraction. 3x times 1 is 3x. All right, last fraction. What cancels out?
12.
11 times x is 11x. So now we can work the problem out the way we always have, and you don't have fractions left over. So it should be easy from here. Okay, can I do quadratic formula with what's left over? No, because I don't have an x squared, right? All we can do is get our x's on the same side together so I can add up like terms.
So minus 3.
So we do minus 3. So I got 24 equals 8x. What's our answer? X equals 3.
What about 24?
What about 24?
Do we just leave it alone?
What I did, Fisher, I divided both sides by 8. 24 divided by 8 gave me 3. All right, so we're going to do one more like this before we try a different type. If I can find one more like that. We'll just do number 2. All right, any question on number 1?
14 looks exactly the same.
14 looks exactly the same.
Except it has one extra.
Yeah, we could do 14. Let's do 14. All right, Becca, ask a question. That's not a good question. Bailey, give me a question.
Can't you take, just like on the first one, you take 11 over 12 minus 1 over 4, it gives you the answer?
You could do that and combine like terms and make it shorter. Yes, you could, babe. You could do that. But eventually, you're still going to have to multiply by a common denominator eventually. But yes, you could do that. Anybody else got a specific question on number 1? We're going to do some more like this. Did y'all do this last year?
I don't remember it. I just don't remember.
Okay. Let's go to number 2. Should have done this last year. X squared over 6 minus x over 3 equals 1. I'll slow down on this one. Okay. Before you write anything down, watch this. The rule when you're finding a common denominator is use everything that's on the bottom. So you could write a 6, 3, 2 above every fraction. 6, 3, and 2, 6, 3, and 2. Now guys, that would work. you could do that. But what I showed y'all a minute ago is, doesn't 3 divide into 6 anyway? Okay,
And so does 2.
that's right. So since that's the case, all you gotta do is use the biggest number. So we can just write 6 above every fraction.
So we brought what the biggest numbers brought, the little numbers going.
Do we add an X onto this?
There's not an X on the bottom on this one, so no. Say it again, Allison.
But the little numbers go into the big number.
Right, and if that happens, you only have to use the big number. You don't have to write all 3 of them down. You could, and you would get the same answer, but your numbers would be bigger in the problem.
What if the little numbers didn't go?
Then you would have to write them both up here in the common denominator, and we'll see one like that in a minute. Okay? All right, so now let's go through and let's cross everything out so we can get rid of the fractions. 6 cancels out 6, right? So what do I bring down?
X squared.
Yeah, you just bring down what's on top. All right, how many times does 3 go into 6?
2.
2. What do I multiply it by? Whatever's on top. 2 times x is 2x. All right, last fraction. 2 goes into 6.
3 times.
So 3 times 1 is 3. All right, so that's what we're bringing down. Now, question about that step before I do anything else. Now, am I going to do quadratic formula on this problem? Yes. How do we know? Because this one's got an x squared.
You don't have to necessarily do quadratic formula.
You could factor if you want to factor, and this one should be easy to factor, but you guys are so good at quadratic formula, most of you just need to stay with that. Now, before you do anything, whether it's factoring or quadratic formula, you got to move the 3 over, make it a negative 3. Whoops. Now you can do quadratic formula. Go. So we're going to be doing quadratic formula at least another week doing this stuff. When you're doing quadratic formula, hey, your phone should be up, guys. If you guys want to use these older calculators, remember it breaks down the square roots for you better. All right, what did y'all get when y'all punched this in the calculator?
Negative 8.
16.
16 is what I'm hearing. Is that right? Square root of 16 turns into, so 2 plus or minus 4 over 2. Now find both answers using your calculator. See what you get. All right, so I got 3 and I got negative 1. Is that right? All right, any question on number 2? All right, we're going to do one like Allison was asking about. She says, what do you do when the numbers won't divide into the biggest number? I found one. Number 7 is like that. So we're going to go to 7. 2y minus 5 over 6. Y minus 5 over 4. All right, a couple different ways you can do this. Everybody look at number 7. You guys notice this time 4 doesn't go into 6, does it? No, so you can't. So what we're going to do instead, here's one way. You could write 6 and 4 down up top above every fraction, and that could be your common denominator. And that's probably the easiest way to do it. Just write them both down. If the 4 doesn't divide into 6, you got to write them both down. Now, is there a number that both 6 and 4 divide into?
12.
12, right? Doesn't 6 go into 12 and 4 goes into 12, right? So if you wanted to, you could put 12, 12, and 12 up there and have just one number up top. It doesn't matter. You're going to get the same answer no matter which way you do it. I say let's just do it this way. All right, so here's how you cross out. This 6 cancels out that 6, right? I got 4 left over up there, right? Put your 4 in front right here and distribute before you bring down. So 2 times 4 is 8y, 4 times 5 is minus 20. Everybody good on that first fraction? Okay, what cancels out on the second fraction? 4's cancel, right? We got 6 left over, bring it here. Now, one thing you gotta notice on this one, it's a negative 6 that you have to distribute because you had a minus sign in front. So negative 6 times y is negative 6y. What's negative 6 times negative 5? Positive 30. All right, you finished with that one. All right, on the last fraction, the 4's cancel. What do we bring down? 6 times 3, 18. All right, any question on that step, where I got any of those numbers from? All right, can we do quadratic formula on this one?
No.
Nope. So all you can do is add up like terms on this one. Add these up first. Go ahead and add up your like terms on the left side of the equal sign, and then we'll work it out. So I got 2y plus 10 equals 18. What do I move over next?
10.
All right, so that'll become a negative 10. I got 2y equals 8. What's my answer? Y equals 4. All right, so the solving part should be okay. That's not new. The only new step is doing the common denominator and getting rid of the fractions. All right, let's go to 14. All right, and let's see if we can figure out what the common denominator's got to be. And there's lots of different ways you could do it. All right, so anybody got a suggestion? Yeah, 2 goes into 10,
Chair.
right? Yes, ma'am.
Can I borrow Allison Silva in the guidance office for a minute?
Okay,
Thank you.
so yeah, I won't have to include both the numbers. Now look, I got an X there and I got an X there. Do I have to write it down twice up here or just once? Just once. So our common denominator, we can say, is 10 and X. Now I'm expecting somebody's got a question about that. Everybody understand where I got that from? 10 and X. Okay, do you understand where I got the 10 from? Okay. Since X is written down twice, because X divides into X, right, Becca? So that way you only got to write it down one time. All right, I'm going to stop and see if y'all can do the crossing out step now. Go. All right, let's see what you got. This X cancels out with that X. 2 goes into 10 5 times. What do I bring down here? 5 times 5 is 25. Good. Whatever you have left over, remember you have to multiply by what's on top. All right, let's do the second fraction. 10's cancel out. What do I bring down? Minus 3x. Very good. All right, last fraction. What cancels? What do I bring down? Good. All right, we're getting better. All right, I can't do quadratic formula because I don't have an x squared, so y'all just do your like terms. Move your 25 over here, make it a negative 25, and get an answer. All right, what'd y'all get?
5.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive 5 is correct. Alright, so our assignment for the day, and I'm gonna keep working some on the board. I still don't think y'all know how to do this, but if you do know how to do it, your assignment for the day is just do the left column. If you think you know what you're doing and wanna work faster, just do the left column. Alright, let's go to 3. Alright, on number 3, what's gonna be the common denominator? Yeah, I can just put a 6 above every fraction. Hey, why don't I have to put 6 and 2? Because 2 divides into 6, so you don't have to do that, yeah. Alright, you guys do your crossing out steps, see if y'all can work it all the way through.
If you don't have a denominator,
Then it's a 1, right?
so you just.
Okay, so
it'd be
yeah,
6
right.
over 2.
6 times r squared is 6r squared. You just get to skip that crossing out part. Alright, my 6's cancel out here, I bring down 17r. 2 goes into 6 3 times. What do I bring down? 3. Alright, I'm gonna move positive 3 over here. That's just gonna make it a minus 3 equals 0. Okay, do I do quadratic formula on this one?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, go. You guys are getting the hang of it. We'll have to add one extra step tomorrow, but we'll keep it like this for the rest of the day. Y'all get 361 right here?
Yes, sir.
Alright, 361 simplifies down to 19. So I got negative 17 plus or minus 19 over 12. Alright, from there find both of your answers. 1 6. Negative 3. Check my answers with what you guys have. Good? Alright, so I think y'all can do 4 and 5. Let's find some I don't think you can do. Let's do 6. 6 looks a little more difficult. 2x plus 1 over 5. 2 plus 7x over 15. Alright, everybody look at number 6. What's our common denominator going to be on number 6? 15. I don't have to include the 5 or the 3. No, because they divide into 15. So I can just write 15, 15, and 15. See if you guys can do the crossing out step. Let's see how far y'all got. Alright, 5 goes into 15 3 times, right? Now distribute. 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times 1 is plus 3. Anybody got a question on that first fraction? Alright, second fraction. What happens when 15 cancels out 15? you just bring down what's there. 2 plus 7x, just bring it down. All right, on the last one, 3 goes into 15 5 times. What do we bring down? 10. Yeah. All right, I can't do quadratic formula because I don't have an x squared. So you guys combine the like terms on the right side, then start moving stuff around, solve for x. Is this one a fraction? Nope. Okay. And I got an answer of -9. Is that good? All right, I'll do one more with you guys, and y'all's assignment, like I said, is just finish the left column. I think we probably do number 9.
Wait, what was the answer to number 6?
-9, Adam. I got -9 on that one. And I'm going to show y'all a mistake everybody makes on problems like number 9. All right, look at 9. What's our common denominator have to be? It's got to be x. All right, now watch. Kids do this every year. They mark out that x and that x. Why can you not do that? You can only mark stuff out if it's on the bottom of the fraction. So I can mark those 2 out. But since there's nothing on the bottom, you can't mark anything out. So what do? You times them and bring down x squared. And again, that's missed every year on the test. All right, what do I bring down on the second fraction or the second number? I can't mark anything out because there's nothing on the bottom. So you just times them, bring down 5x. And then these do mark out, and I bring down just equals 6. All right, so you guys have to do quadratic formula on that one. Could you factor that one? Let's see. You could factor that one if you wanted to. All right, so you guys have, 9 minutes left. You guys can finish the left column. Finish the left column, that's all we got. We'll do the right column tomorrow. It gets a little bit harder on the right column.